A stormy Sunday around the Bay Area. When will the clouds clear, and how does the New Year's Eve forecast look?
I think we'll find somebody to answer that. Plus, the 49ers travel to Seattle for some payback in the final game of the season.
And a community coming together in tragedy. The vigil underway right now for 3 teens killed on Christmas night. Good evening. I'm Marie Medina in for Juliet.
And I'm Brian Hackney. Right now, it looks like this in every corner of the Bay Area. The slick roads and the raindrops on the live cameras are pretty much telling the story of a wet Sunday evening. This is what it looked like on 101 this afternoon. The rain coming down pretty hard. The visibility on the roadways pretty poor. Enough to keep the roads slick, the wipers going, and drivers on their toes. As for the Flyers, a live look at SFO. The weather has not caused major problems unless you had reservations for one of the 131 delays. But there were only 4 cancellations. The latest on the weather system shows the KPIX 5 high-def Doppler, and all of those showers now pinwheeling to the south. Eventually, they will head out of the Bay Area, but for the moment, it's still coming down in a wide swath over the North Bay. But as you head down into the East Bay, there's scattered showers, but not as heavy. They'll become a little more robust later in the evening over the Diablo Range. It's coming down pretty good, and some light showers over the airport down in San Jose. Rain totals, not a lot, about 1/10 of an inch to more than half an inch up in Santa Rosa. And as for what happens next, that low pressure will swing south out of the Bay Area. It'll be windy tonight, but tomorrow looks completely different. High pressure builds in. We get plenty of sunshine. So to sum it up, we get scattered showers through midnight. We'll then dry it out. Fog will form near sunrise tomorrow. It's going to be a problem for the morning commute. But tomorrow will be sunny. New Year's Eve chilly, and the forecast for the beginning of 2020 in just a few minutes. Maria?
It is the last 49ers game tonight, and it is a big one. The team facing the Seahawks. KPIX 5 reporter Joe Vasquez is at the Old Pro in Palo Alto catching up with fans. And Joe, I am hearing that the Niners are ahead right now.
They are ahead, which means we've been watching high fives and smiles all around here at the Old Pro in Palo Alto. Yeah, these fans, they're old pros too, these veteran sports fans. They've been cheering the 49ers through the lean years. Man, this is a mean year right now, and this is a very important game. The Niners are battling for a division title, the NFC West, home field advantage in the playoffs. Also, they'll get a week off if they win this game at the beginning of the playoffs. But this game is bigger than all that. This is the Seahawks they're playing. This is a rivalry. There is bad blood. The Seahawks, you know, they beat the 49ers just a few weeks ago in a very close game. And these teams, they do not like each other. And these fans, well, they don't like the Seahawks either. How much do we hate the Seahawks?
A lot. We hate them a lot. I hate them ever since Sherman was there, but now he's on our side, so we got to be.
What does this game mean?
It means first place. The first place in the division. It means a bye week. It means we get some rest, some recovery. It means we finally get to take down our foes, the Seahawks in Seattle. Come on.
A couple of interesting notes. The 49ers have not won in Seattle since 2011. If they win tonight, they will soon be hosting playoff games at Levi Stadium, a home playoff game, Maria, for the very first time since they moved to Santa Clara. It is really close right now. I mean, everyone here can taste it. And the Niners, well, secret for you, they're winning. They're winning. It's still the first quarter, but they're winning.
All right. Thanks so much, Joe. And we'll catch up with Vern in just a few minutes with more on the game.
In other news, this Sunday morning service took a violent turn at a Texas church today. Witnesses say that a gunman opened fire during communion, and that left 1 dead and others critically injured. It happened just before 10 in the morning at the West Freeway Church, just outside of Fort Worth. However, before the shooter turned his gun on anyone else, 2 churchgoers were armed. They returned fire, and they shot and killed them. They're being praised as heroes tonight.
We have a couple of heroic parishioners who stopped short of just anything that you could even imagine and saved countless lives, and our hearts are going out to them and their families as well.
We're hearing more chilling details about the moments leading up to the shooting.
The shooter was sitting next to my mother, and so she's the one that recognized that he had a fake beard on and fake sunglasses on, and he had a writing on the back of his jacket. And she was like, once he got up and he took communion is when he came around, is when he started shooting. It was during communion, and the moment she saw the shotgun come out, she went under the bench and hid.
Police haven't released the shooter's identity. They are trying to pin down a possible motive.
Concord police were able to stop a pair of holiday thieves today who attempted a grab-and-run theft from JCPenney's. The suspects led police on a chase on Highway 4. One officer placed a set of spike strips on an exit, which later disabled 3 tires on the suspect's car. They were arrested and charged with theft and conspiracy. And a car crash in San Bruno led to the discovery of money, drugs, and a loaded gun. Police say the driver, Kevin Chavez, was allegedly under the influence of drugs. The 34-year-old was booked into the San Mateo County Jail on a list of charges.
Well, police are increasing patrols in one Nevada neighborhood after an armed assault left a woman screaming for help. Police say it happened about 9:30 last night along Olive Avenue near 4th Street. A woman said she got out of her car and an attacker grabbed her from behind and demanded money, groping her while trying to take her purse. During the struggle, the woman tried to catch the attention of a passing driver. The attacker ran away with the purse, and police are asking residents for surveillance video, if they have it, to help identify the suspects.
San Jose is capping off its deadliest year for pedestrians in decades. The 29th fatal accident happened just last night. A 63-year-old woman was hit and killed while crossing Oakland Road. And as KPIX 5's Devin Feely reports, city leaders say safety improvements just aren't enough.
The city of San Jose has invested heavily in safety measures, often redesigning its roads and streets to make them safer. And yet 2019 has been the deadliest year for pedestrians for as long as the city has been keeping those records. The most recent pedestrian death, the 29th of the year, happened here along this broad and often busy stretch of Oakland Road near Brokaw.
People crossing the street without using a crosswalk, and they're not making themselves visible to cars. They're gonna get hit. San Jose police say it was dark about 5:45 Saturday night when a 63-year-old woman was struck and killed by a car mid-block well outside of the crosswalk. I understand the reason of not having to walk farther than you have to. So yeah, I can understand that, yeah. But at the same time, it's like, why take the chance? This stretch of Oakland Road is bookended by 2 crosswalks, one at Brokaw and a second at McKay. They're about a quarter mile apart with busy shopping centers in the middle, raising the question if an additional crosswalk could be added to improve safety.
We can't put crosswalks everywhere, so we need to have people pay attention to their driving. Don't text while you drive.
City Councilman Johnny Campbell says San Jose has installed countless lighted crosswalks and radar speed signs and added other safety measures to its streets. A spokesperson for the city's transportation department released a statement reading in part, "These crashes are tragedies that shake the whole community. The Department of Transportation's first priority is improving the safety of our streets for everyone." But traffic improvements take time and cost money, and can be rendered ineffective by drunk or distracted or speeding drivers. If you want to put the brakes on pedestrian deaths, Councilman Camus says, it's going to take more than just redesigned streets.
We're doing a lot, but we can't do everything. We need people to pay attention when they're walking or driving, because there's nothing more important than your life.
A spokesperson for the city says they take a look at every one of these deaths to see if there's an opportunity to make meaningful improvements to that street or intersection. But they say what is far harder is getting people to change the behaviors that often lead to these deadly crashes. In San Jose, Devin Feely, KPIX 5.
Tonight, friends and family are remembering 3 teens who died last week. 3 16-year-olds killed in a tragic Christmas accident on a windy road near Pleasanton. KPIX 5's Betty Yu is at Dublin High School, where hundreds are gathering at a candlelight vigil tonight. Betty?
Brian, there has been a huge turnout tonight in this community to remember those 3 teens killed in the Christmas car crash. Many of the people here tonight are friends, classmates, many faculty and staff, and there are many others who didn't know the teens personally, but they came to show their support and pay their respects because there are so many people that are hurting at this time. As speakers at the podium tonight shared memories to honor and remember the lives of Javier Ramirez and twins twins Mark Anthony and Michelangelo Urista. All were 16 years old. Now, on Christmas night, 5 teens were in a car on Foothill Road just north of Castlewood Drive, and for unknown reasons, authorities say that the car crossed over the northbound lanes and then hit a power pole and then a tree.
I'm just surprised, and it's just hard to accept that that actually happened. Like, I'm having a hard time accepting that he actually died, because, I mean, I remember talking to him in my class last year, so it's just hard to take in.
And Zaina was speaking of her friend Michael. 3 teens died at the scene and 2 others were hospitalized with major injuries. Now, we're told by the school district that when Dublin High School students return to class in the new year, there will be grief counselors on hand. For now, live in Dublin, Betty Yu, KPIX 5.
Still to come, a groundbreaking new law to protect your privacy, how you can get companies to stop sharing your personal information, and the penalties they face if they don't comply.
Plus, another tragic attack on the Jewish community in New York. What the mayor there is saying about the latest assault on worshipers.
We were hoping that the Christmas season would, be enough to keep it going for another year or two, and it just never happened.
The demise of another iconic Bay Area retailer, a look inside the final days of a Peninsula toy store.
And what's in the forecast for 2020? We've got it when we come back.